Lauro, is it true that you're going to get married? And not just to anyone, but to the daughter of an entrepreneur?
What? Mother?
So, when is she coming to visit us for our permission?
What do you mean, permission?
Permission for the marriage, of course. So, when is it going to be?
We're not going to be visiting you.
What? You're not coming to visit?
Of course we aren't. What makes you think we'd come visit you? Didn't I already tell you 8 years ago when I left that I'd never be coming back unless it was some sort of huge emergency?
What? You're seriously not coming? I mean, I guess this isn't an emergency or anything, but this is still an important moment in your life, right? Come on, Lauro. You're our son. Are you seriously not going to let us be a part of something as important as your marriage?
I may be your son by law, but you guys aren't an important part of my life anymore. I put all of that behind when I left. You guys are basically just a bad memory to me now. Anyways, I've already told you multiple times, but I have no intention of coming home.
Huh? Come on, Lauro. Why don't we just forget about all of that? You said it yourself. It's the past, right? Why don't we just start over anew as a happy family again?
I don't remember ever being a happy family. Seriously, can't you tell how I feel? By how the only point of contact I have with you anymore is WhatsApp. I'm not you and Dad's puppet anymore. 8 years ago, I left you guys on the condition that I'd pay for the 30,000 euros of debt you two had. At that moment, I decided that not only would I never return to that house, but I'd never even return to that hometown. I was famous back there for being left to my own devices by my parents, and I don't have any friends because of it, which is why there's nothing tying me to that place anymore.
You say all that, but I see right through what you're planning, Lauro. To be honest, I'm impressed. Well, you are our son after all.
Huh? What in the world are you talking about?
Never mind. I understand what you wanted to tell me very well in this conversation. Do whatever you want, get married for all I care.
You don't have to tell me. I'm going to get married with or without your permission. Bye. Hi, Rosita. Is now a good time?
Oh, hi, Lauro. What is it?
There's something urgent I want to talk to you about.
I'm in the train right now, so it's fine if it's by text. What's the matter?
You see, my parents found out that I'm going to get married.
What? But I thought you had cut ties with them and were careful that the information wouldn't leak.
Yeah, it looks like I was just really unlucky. You see, they just sent me a text earlier. This is just a guess, but I'm thinking that they find out through my aunt, who happened to have business with our company recently.
Oh, your aunt that believes that relatives should always stick with each other no matter what?
Yeah, that aunt. The one that keeps bugging me to make up with my parents and start things over with them. Seriously, why can't she just mind her own business? Anyways, I didn't notice, but apparently she saw me passing by while she was in the waiting room of our office. That's when she got a hold of one of our employees who didn't know about my parents and skillfully made him tell her everything about our marriage. Jesus, she really messed up big this time.
I see. It looks like it was pretty bad timing then.
Tell me about it. My parents didn't object to our marriage, but I got the feeling by how my mum was talking that she was up to something. I'm worried they might try and do something crazy now that they know about us. And I'm especially worried about you, since it seems that they know who you are now as well.
Do you think it's a good idea if we don't see each other in public for the time being?
thought that as well, but that is the demerit of them having the chance to approach you while you're on your own. Seriously, what should we do about this?
Why don't we just turn in the marriage papers tomorrow?
Huh?
I think the best thing to do is to move our plans forward as much as possible, so that everything will be over before they have time to react.
That's a good idea. My mum and dad may seem like idiots, but they won't hesitate to act when a chance to steal some of my money's involved. They could already be on their way here for all I know. Well, let's turn in the marriage papers tomorrow then. It's not like the exact date we get married actually matters, right? Yeah. Well, it's best that we take care of things as fast as possible now that they know about our marriage.
Alright. Meet me at the city hall tomorrow after we're done with the work.
Yeah, got it. Sorry I have to go through this trouble just because of my parents.
Don't worry about it. It's not just your parents that are troublesome after all.
Thanks. It really makes me feel better hearing you say that.
No problem. See you tomorrow then.
Yep, see you tomorrow.
Lauro? Why are you running away from us? But I only wanted to celebrate my son getting married, which is why I was waiting for you outside the city hall. You're so mean getting a taxi and running away from us like that.
You weren't waiting for me outside the city hall, but you followed me there from my office, didn't you? You probably heard from your sister about where I work. But the only person I talked to about turning in the marriage papers today was my wife, which means that you must have followed me.
So you found out. Well, there's no need to be so mad, is there, though? I mean, we basically already made up, right?
I don't know if you're joking or not, but just stop. I have no intention of getting back together with you two.
Come on, stop trying to act all tough. I mean, I understand very well now that even you, at the end of the day, are just someone who loves money.
Huh? What in the world are you talking about?
Your wife is the only daughter of an entrepreneur, right? Not only that, but she lost both her parents in an accident 2 years ago and was left with a massive inheritance.
Yeah, and what about that?
Lauro, it touches me to know that you care for us so deeply.
Seriously, what the fuck are you talking about?
You did amazing, Lauro. You're a genius, my son. Now that you guys are married, she's ours. My God, if only I had known sooner that I had given birth to a prodigy.
Would you please tell me first what you're talking about?
The wife's money is also the husband's money, right? And the son's money is also the parents' money. Which means that your wife's money is now ours. We're filthy rich now, Lauro, and it's all thanks to you.
No, that's not why I married her.
Come on, Lauro. There's no need to hide your true self to me. After all, I am your mother, right? Why don't the three of us use your wife's money to live a life of luxury from now on? But first, we need to do something about this debt of ours.
You seriously got into debt again?
Who cares if I got into debt again? We're going to pay it off with your wife's money, so could you please give me 100,000 euros from your wife's bank account?
100,000 euros?
You see, we were told by the strange man that if we gave him money, he'd give it back tenfold. And so me and your dad both gave him 5,000 euros for a total of 10,000 euros. We thought that it was an investment, but the money wouldn't quite return for some reason. We thought that we just needed to give him a bit more money, and before we knew it, I had spent 100,000 euros.
What the fuck are you doing? That's a scam no matter how you look at it. Seriously, you fell for something as easily seen through as that and threw away 100,000 euros. Just how much of a scumbag are you two?
Come now, don't get so mad, Loro. Even me and your dad went pale when we found out that we were 100,000 euros in debt. But now we have your wife's money. I'm so glad you were kind enough to catch her for us, Loro. Of course, we won't be so barbaric as to ask you two to let us live with you. Just give us 100,000 euros for now, and that's it. You probably won't hear from us again for a few months at least. Come on, don't be so selfish. 100,000 euros is probably nothing for someone like her, right? No one is going to gain from you holding back her money from us like this. All you'd be doing is making your parents disappointed in you, for no good reason at that.
To think that someone like this is my parent.
It
makes me so embarrassed that I'd like my body replaced for another, if possible.
What?
I didn't pick my wife so that you two could pay off your debts.
Don't tell me, Bud. Are you seriously so selfish as to use all that money for yourself and not give us any? I'm not going to forgive something as unfair as that, Loro.
Say whatever you want. All I want is to have a happy family with my wife. There's no space for toxic parents like you in our family.
You ungrateful brat. I'm the one who gave birth to you, so technically everything you have is thanks to me, you know.
Hi, Rosita. Sorry about earlier.
Oh, hi, Loro.
Did anything happen to you once the taxi dropped you off at the station? I don't think my parents have the resources to hire other people to catch you, but...
Yeah, I'm fine, but... I got on the train just like you told me, and...
Sorry, but I need you to stay on the train a bit longer. I'm going to reserve a room for you at the business hotel near the airport. So, could you wait for me there until I come for you?
Alright. I can reserve a hotel room on my own, you know. I'll tell you once I decide which hotel I'm going to be staying at.
Sorry, you're right.
What are you going to be doing?
I've already finished preparing for our departure, but since we were only supposed to depart on the morning of the day after tomorrow, I left my passport and plane tickets at home. I need to go back first.
Yep, you can't get a flight without those.
Still though, to think that they were actually already on their way here yesterday when we had our conversation. Looks like I underestimated their determination when it came to stealing my money. I'm lucky that today was the last day at the office and the final few days until I resign. I'm going to be working remotely. Even my office laptop I have right now, they said I could just return to them by mail after I resign. I'll just hide somewhere until I flight and wait this out.
Is it alright if you're texting me like this right now? I have the feeling that your parents are looking for you as we speak.
It's alright. See, I've already left the house and now in an internet cafe. I'm pretty sure they won't find me here as I'm currently hiding in one of the most crowded areas of the city.
Really? That's good, I guess. I'm currently in an internet cafe right now. I told my company about what was happening, and they said I could work remotely from a hotel or something until our day of departure.
Oh, that's so? We're lucky the companies we work at are so understanding, eh? Seriously, I don't think that many employers would just believe it when you said your mother-in-law was chasing you so you had to hide.
Yeah. Alright. I'll contact you again when I reserve a hotel room. Take care, alright?
Yeah, you too.
Loro, where are you right now? We didn't have a place to stay tonight, so we thought that we would stay at your house, but you weren't there. Your dad got angry and he started banging on the door, and so one of your neighbors called the police on us. Thankfully, I was able to calm him down and drag him away before the police came, though.
You know even where I live?
Yup, my sister told me.
Huh? Your sister again? Seriously, just how resourceful is that woman if she could find my house like this? Does she have experience working at a detective agency or something?
Actually, she has, but that's not the point. I should have asked her to tell me last night and not today, since it seems it was already too late. Last night was a mess as well, you know. We used up almost all of our remaining money to get here, so we had to sleep in a park. We don't have any money anymore, so just hurry up and come home so you can let us in.
I don't live in that house anymore.
Huh? Oh, did you move to your wife's mansion or something like that? Alright, if that's the case, then we'll go there as well. Just tell me what the address is.
No, my wife already sold her mansion. She won't be able to sleep there tonight either.
What? She sold it? Why?
I don't know, ask her yourself, because the two of us already got divorced.
Huh? But you only got married yesterday. What do you mean you got divorced? And here I thought that you were some sort of prodigy. I take everything nice I said to you back.
Don't blame me, because it's you and Dad's fault, you know. I mean, your eyes lit up with joy at the thought of her money, even though she was standing right in front of you. And you kept sending me those texts of yours, even though my wife was sitting right next to me. And at the end, you even told me about your 100,000 euros of debt. Of course she'd want to divorce me, even if she liked me or whatever.
What? Couldn't your wife just take 100,000 euros out of her bank account and give it to us? 100,000 euros is nothing for her, right? Wow, what a selfish woman this ex-wife of yours is.
It's much better than a greedy parent whose only thought is of stealing your money, though.
What? Greedy? Me? But all I'm asking for is 100,000 euros to pay off our debt. Don't you think it's only natural for a son to pay off his parents' debt in situations like this?
So you don't even realise you're greedy? No, I don't think that asking your son to pay off all your debts for you is natural. Besides, my wife doesn't have 100,000 euros, so he wouldn't be able to give it to you even if he wanted to.
Huh? But I thought that she was the only daughter of an entrepreneur, and that she lost both her parents in an accident 2 years ago. She must have enough money to support the four of us for the rest of our lives, right?
No, actually, she's not swimming in money. You see, my late father-in-law had 3 other children with his first wife.
What?
You probably want to say now that even then she would have received a quarter of the inheritance, right? But see, my wife gave up her right of laying a claim on the inheritance.
What?
Apparently it's going to be a huge hassle for her since she was the daughter of her father's second wife. And it's not like she was in poverty and couldn't support herself or anything. Neither is she the type to waste money. Which is also why she doesn't want to have anything to do with scumbags like you and Dad, who take out loans as if it was nothing, and at the end of the day end up nothing but the dredges of society.
She called us the dredges of society? Hold on, Lauro. You need to hand over this ex-wife of yours to us. Not only did she not lay claim to her father's inheritance, but now she's insulting us? There's no way I'm going to just let this go.
I already told you we got divorced. There's nothing I can do to her anymore.
Fine, if that's the case, then you do something about our 100,000 euros of debt. The debt of the parents is the debt of the children.
Right, and which fucking law says that exactly? Oh, it looks like it's about time for me to get started on the work I had left to do.
Which means that you're in your office right now, right?
No, I'm working remotely today.
What? Remote work?
Yeah, which is why I don't have to actually be at the office to work. Today was my last day at the office, and I'm going to be working remotely until the day of my resignation.
You're resigning?
I'll say this in advance, but since I've only been working here for a few years, the money I'm going to receive for the resignation, basically just a small gift. Please don't rely on my money, because I'm going to be unemployed soon.
Wow, I didn't expect this, I guess.
Alright, this is the last time I'm going to be contacting you, I guess.
But you were our last hope.
Bye.
How are we supposed to give back the 100,000 euros now?
First of all, I think I need to clarify that part about me and Rosita getting divorced was just a lie to buy us some time. It was a ploy to make my parents give up completely after I told them that Rosita didn't actually inherit any money from her father. I normally don't condone lying even to people I dislike, but this was my parents who we were dealing with, so I made an exception. A few days after this, I met my wife Rosita, who was waiting for me at the airport. We headed for England, where it was decided a few months ago that my wife would be relocated as part of her job. By the way, the part about me becoming unemployed was also a lie. I used the experience and knowledge I gained while working at my previous job to become a freelance worker, so I'm not actually unemployed. It was 3 weeks later when my parents found out that I'd lied to them. It seems that they intend to make me pay for their debt no matter what. And for some reason have brought along my aunt with them, and are currently searching for me in the capital city. Apparently both my parents and my aunt suddenly disappeared without a trace one day, but since I already cut ties with them, I'm really not interested in what happened after that.
Hey, Amelia. I need to talk to you about something.
Oh, hi, Tegan. What's wrong?
Look, it's just not working out. I'm sorry.
Huh? What's not working out? What are you talking about?
You, living with me and Kyle, it's not working and I want you out of my house.
What?
Ugh, why do I have to explain everything to you twice? It's so annoying.
Well, I'm sorry, but I would like it to be clear what you're actually saying here. I wouldn't want to interpret something the wrong way.
What's there to interpret wrong? I want you out of my house, ASAP.
But why? What have I done to upset you so much? I thought we were all getting on really well.
Well, you were wrong. I'm fed up with having to deal with you every day. I mean, me and Kyle have only been married a year and we're already looking after you. I want time so it can just be me and him, without his mom tagging along to everything.
I don't tag along to everything.
Oh yeah? How about the other day when we went to that castle? I was so looking forward to having a fun and romantic time with my husband, and then you came along. I even had to sit in the back of the car just so you could have the front seat.
I only came because Kyle asked me to. You even said it was okay when I asked you.
I had to say that, didn't I? I couldn't exactly say no after Kyle had asked. The least you could have done was go off on your own and leave us to do whatever we wanted. You didn't have to trail behind us every step of the way.
So you'd rather I had walked off on my own and been lonely?
Well, yeah, you had your husband, I want mine. You can't just steal my husband away from me simply because yours is no longer alive. I know Kyle is your son, but you really need to let go of him now. We can't have you living with us, and everything for the rest of our lives.
So what? You're just going to kick me out? Just like that?
You can, have a few days to get your stuff sorted. I don't want a bunch of old lady things cluttering up my home.
Oh, wow. Thanks. That's so kind of you.
Ugh, there's no need to be sarcastic. Look, I know it's not ideal, but neither is having you live with us. We've put up with you long enough, so now it's time you find your own place. It's only fair.
I think I'll be having a word with Kyle about this. I want to see what he has to say about how you're behaving.
Go ahead. I'm sure he'll say the same thing.
I'll see about that. Kyle, are you free to chat?
I have a few minutes, but I do have a lot of work to get through.
I'll try and make this quick. Did you know that Tegan is trying to kick me out of the house?
She's what?
Yeah, she messaged me just now telling me that I had to move all of my things out and find somewhere else to live. Did you both agree on this?
Well, we have talked about this, but we never said anything about telling you to move out, especially so harshly like this.
But you did want me gone?
I wanted to talk to you about how we could sort things out between the three of us. I wanted your input on the matter, though, because you're my mom.
I see. Well, your wife clearly doesn't feel the same way. She told me that I have a couple of days to clear my things out and then I'm supposed to move out.
I've got to get back to work, but we can all discuss it when I get back later.
Okay, I'll see you soon. Tegan, why are all of my things in boxes in the front yard?
Well, I just thought I'd help you pack and get going.
I thought you said that I had at least a few days to find somewhere new.
Yes, well, I changed my mind. I've decided me and Kyle are going on a trip to Spain, and I wanted you out of my house before we left. I don't want you taking advantage of our utilities and food and things. It's not like you pay for them at all. You're basically eating us out of house and home.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest reasons why we want you out. We can't afford to keep housing you for free. You don't pay anything towards the rent of the house, the bills, or the food. It's actually really selfish of you, to be honest.
I can't believe what you're saying.
Why? I'm just being honest. Sometimes the truth hurts, but you've got to deal with it.
Well, Kyle doesn't agree with you. I spoke to him this afternoon. He said that he wanted to discuss what we all wanted to do together.
He was just being polite. He has to be. He's your son. I know what he really wants, so I'm doing it for him.
I really think you should stop and think about what you're doing before you do something that you'll regret.
I don't see how I'll regret this. You laze about at home, doing nothing all day, and then expect us to pay for everything you want. I think getting rid of you will be the best thing that we can do.
Well, we both know that isn't true. You are the one who sits at home and does nothing, expecting Kyle to work incredibly hard just so you can spend his money on whatever selfish thing you feel like. Not to mention, you don't even do any of the housework whilst he's gone. You sit in front of the TV or swan off to do whatever whilst I clean the house and tidy the kitchen and everything. I mean, how are you even going to afford this trip you want to go on? It's going to cost a lot of money that you really don't have.
We'll have all the money we need once you're gone.
I wouldn't be so sure of that.
Whatever. Just move your stuff by the end of the day, or I'll have the garbage man come and get it.
Fine, but don't come crying to me when you've come to regret your decision.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
Mom, where are you? All your stuff is gone too. What happened?
Why didn't you ask that oh-so-lovely wife of yours? I'm sure she'd be more than happy to explain.
I did. She just said that you decided to leave for our sake? They gave us some privacy or something like that?
Well, she's lying. I was forced out by Tegan. She packed all of my things into boxes and left them in the front of the yard, and told me to either move them somewhere new or leave them for the bin men.
What? She would never do that. Especially not to my mom.
Well, she did. I wasn't about to fight about it in the street, so I've taken my things and I'm staying at a hotel for now, while I look for somewhere new to live.
Mom, please come back. I'm sure we can sort this all out.
No, I don't want to live in a house with such a horrible woman.
I'm sorry, Mom. I'll have a word with her about all this. I love you.
I love you too.
Tegan, where are you? We need to talk.
I've gone out. I knew you were going to want to yell at me, so I decided to go out with the girls to let you cool down.
What? If you knew that I want to talk to you, why on earth would you do that?
Well, I don't think there's much to talk about. We wanted her out of the house, and you were too much of a coward to do it yourself, so I took care of it. I don't think I deserve to get yelled at for that.
I never said I wanted her to leave the house. You were the one who said that, and I told you we should all sit down and talk through our troubles properly, not just go straight to chucking my mom out on her own.
Look, what's your problem? This is what we both wanted. We have the house to ourselves now. We don't need to worry about anyone else getting in the way.
My mom wasn't getting in the way. I'm more than happy to help her out. I just don't get how you could be so cruel.
Because I'm the one you married, so I'm the only one you should pay attention to. I don't want some old woman getting in the way at home, especially when she doesn't contribute anything to the house.
You really have no idea, do you?
No idea about what?
Never mind. I think it might be best if you stay at your friend's tonight.
What? Are you serious? You're really that upset that I told your mom to live somewhere else?
Yeah, I am.
Whatever. Just so long as you get over it before our holiday. I don't want you ruining it.
Uh-huh. Sure. Whatever.
Hey, Kyle? Why have we got a letter telling us that we need to move out by the end of the month? Haven't you been paying the rent?
Oh yeah, about that. Because I'm the only one working, my wage doesn't actually cover the rent, all the bills plus whatever extravagance you want to buy.
What? But then how have we been paying to live here?
My mom was giving me half of the money for the rent and the bills.
What?
Yeah, she said that she felt bad coming to live with us when we just got married, but that she couldn't bear to be alone after my dad died. I said it was no problem, but she wanted to help out, so she gave me money for the rent and stuff.
Well, why isn't she doing it now? Can't you talk to her and ask her to keep giving you half? I mean, it's kind of selfish of her to expect us to move out so soon, don't you think?
Selfish of her? You're the one who chucked her out. She can't afford to give us half the rent money now, because she needs it to pay for her own house. You can't honestly expect her to pay if she doesn't live here anymore.
Well, what are we going to do then?
What do you mean, we?
Huh? Well, we obviously need to find a way to cover all the expenses. Maybe you could pick up more hours at work? Or is there a better paying job you could apply for?
Actually, I don't need to do anything. In fact, I've already found a nice little place that fits nicely into my budget.
But what about me? I'm your wife.
Actually, about that, there's something on the table for you.
What? These are divorce papers. What is going on?
Well, after seeing how you treated my mom, it got me thinking about what kind of person you actually are. And I found that I don't particularly like you, to be honest. I mean, you're my wife, and you treated my mom so horribly. How will you treat me in the future, or if I do something that you don't like?
That's different.
I don't think it is, and I'm not going to wait around to find out. You have until the end of the month to find yourself somewhere to go. It looks like you best get a job as well if you're going to afford somewhere.
You can't do that.
Actually, I can. You want to know the kicker? My mom was living with us to help me out with the money because you refused to get a job and wanted to live an expensive life that we simply couldn't afford. But now, you'll have to finance that yourself. Goodbye, Tegan.
Kyle, wait. Let's talk this through. Your mom can come back and live with us.
She's okay. She's happy in her new home, and so am I. Have a nice life, Tegan. After I moved out, Tegan tried to contact me to get me to come back to her, but after she showed me her true colors, I didn't want anything to do with her. My mom found a nice little cottage to move into, and I found a lovely little apartment. I divorced Tegan, which meant that she had to move out of the house and find herself a new job as a cashier in a local shop. Safe to say that she's not living the high life anymore. And whilst I'm not living in a fancy house, I am more than happy with my little flat and the relaxed life I'm living now that I don't have to worry about financing Tegan's lifestyle.